So I wanted to talk today about this book that I just finished reading in Spanish, Efren Divido. It's the first book I've ever read in Spanish, chapter book. I have about a middle school level, maybe even less, elementary school level of Spanish. But I wanted to tell you guys some tricks about how I was able to read a book entirely in Spanish language as a native English speaker and with my elementary school Spanish. I think the thing that kids don't understand um, about what their teachers try to teach them during their reading activities in school is so many kids are focused on just getting the work done. And they feel like a lot of what teachers ask them to do these days with like the annotating in the notes and the looking up words, or even if they have lit circles, too many kids are like, why should I do this? Why should I look up this information like in the book when I can just Google it or ask Chat GPT? Can't tell you how many students I had do that last year during our lit circles. And the things that kids don't understand is that we're not teaching you as teachers to read a book. Like, it's not the content in the book of this particular book that matters specifically, right? What matters when we're doing those things, when your teacher is asking you to illustrate a chapter or look up words you don't know, underline passages that you like. Teachers are actually teaching you how to learn. So my process for reading Efren Divido um, was that. So I went through and I read, and as we read, we naturally are looking for context clues as we read. If you find a word that you don't know, so if there was like, I'm reading a whole page and I got most of it, there's a couple words I don't know, but if I can get them from context, then I figure it out from the context of the story and the words around it, and then I keep reading. Every couple of pages, though, or like once a chapter, I'd get into like a whole conversation that I didn't understand at all. The vocab was just way too hard for me. That's when I would get out my phone and get out my Google Translate, and I would translate those words so that I better understood. I'd write them in the margins of my book, and then next time I ran into those words, I knew what they meant, um, and I wouldn't have to look them up next time. Or I would go flip back to where I had seen them last. And that was the way that I got through this entire book. So, kids, when your teachers are asking you to do things, activities with a book, they're not just doing it because they're checking to see what you have memorized from the book. What they're checking is your engagement. Have you learned the skills to be able to pick up any book and read it successfully? So, um, think about that next time you are bummed about what your homework your teacher gave you.